Hello, everyone. My name's Alex, and welcome to APG News. Today is March 3rd, Friday, and you know what that means? It means it's time for the gaming news. That's what you came here for. So let's begin. This week was Pokemon Day, and Game Freak, Nintendo, the Pokemon Company showed off a bunch of stuff that we all were excited for, but they didn't show everything we wanted. Pokemon games and Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack for the Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced. Fingers crossed that we will get that eventually. But they showed off, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Sleep, that everyone thought that was dead, but it's alive. They showed off a new accessory called Pokemon Go Plus Plus, which Nintendo isn't really the masters at naming stuff, i.e. the new Nintendo 3DS, the Wii U. Anyway, here are some of our favorite things that they showed off. Let's begin with that they are bringing the original Pokemon trading card game, the base set. They're bringing it back in a Pokemon trading card game classic. Though its exact nature is unclear, it appears to be a one-off purchase, almost like a board game, those really high-end board games that you buy that are basically collector's pieces. But this is of the classic original base deck cards of Pokemon. Described by the Pokemon CEO Tsunekazu Ishihara, it's a premium Pokemon TCG set that will last a lifetime. They didn't give any more information, but we'll just have to wait. Some things that have surfaced about it is that on the Japanese website, it says that it'll cost about, I believe, like 3,800 yen, which translates to around $250, $230, somewhere there. So obviously this is, a collector's items. And these cards can't be used in tournaments. They're just for you playing, it's a collector's piece. The Pokemon Company also announced the Pokemon World Championship on Pokemon Day, and it'll be taking place for the first time ever in Yokohama, Japan. This is the first time that the championship will be taking place in Japan, and it will take place from August 11th to August 23rd. They also showed a new Pokemon that's coming to Pokemon Unite, and that is a legendary Pokemon Zacian from Pokemon Sword. There will be a special event going through Pokemon Unite for like a month or so, where you'll be able to get this Pokemon for free, by playing and doing adventure stuff and whatever, so you can get it without having to pay for it. Another thing, they showed off a bunch of stuff. They showed off Pokemon Concierge, which is a new collaboration between Pokemon and Netflix. Pokemon and Netflix appears to be, they're collaborating on a bunch of stuff. And the one that they showed off was a stop motion animation by Dwarf Studio. There we will follow Haru, a worker at a Pokemon resort, and a Psyduck as they meet Pokemon and trainers on their vacations. It looks super cute, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Now, mixing it up a bit, we are going to be talking about Elden Ring. Developer From Software and Bandai Namco have put a name on the long-promised story expansion for Elden Ring, and it will be called The Shadow of the Erd Tree. With the announcement on the official Elden Ring Twitter account, From Software released a single piece of concept art which shows a pale figure in white robes with long blonde hair riding a mount through a desolate ghostly landscape. In the distance, an apparently dying Erd Tree is silhouetted among the moody sky. The game's official Japanese website says that this DLC will be arriving to all versions of the game, so no matter where you play it, you will be able to play this DLC, which is great. Overwatch is getting its first big crossover with anime and manga with the one and only One Punch Man on March 7th. They previously announced this on February as part of Season 3 of Overwatch 2 with the reveal of a Saitama-inspired Doomfist skin, which looks pretty good. Blizzard now revealed the second skin that's coming as part of this collaboration, and it is Kiriko, dressed as the Terrible Tornado. The legendary Terrible Tornado skin for Kiriko will be sold as part of a bundle that costs 2,100 Overwatch coins. This also includes the terribly impressive victory pose and the Terrible Tornado name card. Overwatch art director Dion Rogers told Xbox Wire that the game's approach to integrating One Punch Man into the world of Overwatch is literal cosplay. Rogers stated, "That's our approach, that our heroes are basically aware of the anime and are fans too, and they're cosplaying as the heroes. So when you see Doomfist wearing the Saitama outfit, he's a fan." So you'll be able to grab this, collaboration with One Punch Man from March 7th to April 6th. Good news for Metroid fans. One of the best games in the cult favorite Metroid franchise is officially making its debut on the Nintendo Switch in the form of Metroid Fusion from the Game Boy Advance. This game will be available to the subscribers of Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack starting March 9th. So you know that March 9th is going to be lit. And we're so glad that Nintendo, is giving us more Metroid, even if it's, just crumbs. Because I don't know about you, but I want Metroid Prime remastered or whatever, and I can't find it anywhere. Wherever somebody's selling the game, they're hiking up the price, and I'm not paying that when the game costs $40. I know I can get it digitally, but I want physical games, okay? As reported by Variety, Dead by Daylight is the next video game franchise that Blumhouse will adopt to the big screen. The production company will work alongside Atomic Monster and Behavior Interactive to adapt the game's lore into a feature-length film. While a director and screenwriter have yet to be found, Wan and Blumhouse founder Jason Blum released statements alongside the announcement. Both CEOs praised the game for its horror elements and promised to deliver a worthy adaptation of the game. Now, it seems, video game adaptations are getting better, and that's great. I don't know about you, but I love to see my favorite franchises on the big screen. Can't wait for Super Mario Bros. Movie, except Chris Pratt. Capcom has announced its own special called Spotlight, and it's going to be featured next week on March 9th. Fans can look forward to a 26-minute broadcast covering all the company's major IPs and upcoming and existing releases. Some of the titles that we expect to hear, for example, will be Resident Evil 4 Remake, Exo Primal, Monster Hunter Rise, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, and Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. And just in case you can't wait for the main show, there will be a pre-show before the main event, just to get you ready for that. And to wrap things up, Luminous Productions, the developer behind Forspoken, announced that they will no longer exist as a separate game studio. Beginning on May 1st, Luminous will be merged back into its parent company, Square Enix. Luminous Productions confirmed the news of its upcoming absorption into Square Enix in a post on the official Twitter account. Luminous Productions began as an internal division at Square Enix, where it was previously responsible for Final Fantasy 15. The announcement that it will be folded back into Square Enix, just comes about a month after Forspoken's release on the PlayStation 5 and the PC. And let's be honest, the reviews were not that good about that game. It's a big misfortune, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, guys, that about wraps up this video for the news of the week. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to slap that subscribe button. My name's Alex, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.